It's Q&A in the Kitchen, podcast edition, episode number 20, Tattooing Dark Pigment in Scars. It's the podcast and YouTube video show where tattoo artists and body piercers answer questions and pick topics and discuss them at length. Let's join the panel today of Jack Lowe and Wesley Diggerson, both tattoo artists, and body piercer DaVo from the Axiom.
Welcome to Q&A in the Kitchen. The question this week is, how does dark skin or dark pigment, skin pigment, and scars, how does it affect tattooing over them?
That's a good question. That comes up a lot. I'll cover scars first. My opinion on scars. Scars are weird. Depends on how the scar happened. Mm-hmm. Burn scars suck. Burn scars, man, when your skin gets heated up, it just fucks it up. It has no idea how to put itself back together. It does the best it can, and usually it's a mess for a while. Incision scars or puncture scars, stuff like that, usually aren't as bad, and you can heal those. You can tattoo over those a little sooner, but it could still be years. The kind of the simple test or check I use is if you look at the scar closely, or even if you've kind of pushed the skin around it, if it looks like there's kind of a cellophane or a thin, almost looking shiny skin over the top of that scar still, usually that means it's not quite ready. That skin isn't robust enough over the top of that scar yet to really handle getting damaged again. And if you do damage it again, it's just going to piss off the scar that much more. It might increase the scar, and it's more than certainly going to reject most, if not all, the ink. So it really, if you're not sure about your scar, just talk to the artist and have him look at it. Any good artist should be able to tell by looking at it whether it's probably okay or not, and that's kind of the thing. It's really, not 100% with everybody.
Really, only in that moment. So even if the artist tries to predict, give another year, another 2 years, 3 years, that's all just a guess too. It's like you can't really tell.
Yeah, it's an educated guess.
Yep.
So it does make a difference. Yes, if you're tattooing right here and there's a scar right there, and this tattoo's gonna look different there. Maybe only because it's raised up, maybe only because there's the texture of the scar there, but it is going to affect it. Healing really depends on how crazy deep that scar was, or how messed up your skin was, and how hard it was for your body to put things back together again, so it's ready to do it all over again when you fuck it up by shoving needles in it. So really, they can be tattooed. Like stretch mark scars, those can be tattooed. Again, the skin's a little weird there. It is a scar. It's your skin separating, and then your skin having to build tissue in there to kind of make up for the fact that your skin couldn't
have that
healthfully stretch. Really, it creates those scars to allow you to stretch, because that's really all you can do other than just blow up, I suppose. Yep. But yeah, they can be tattooed. But again, some people have these really bad, almost protruding stretch scars, and those can be really delicate to tattoo. It's like, it's super, super delicate, almost tattooing like an old person in a way when their skin gets thinner and thinner. And it's easy to overwork, it's easy to split, it's easy to have a mess with, but it can be done. But talking to the artist about it and the severity of them and what you're wanting to do over that and how much of the tattoo is going to be scar and how much isn't, it all kind of makes a difference. And even if the scar is, to the point to where, really it's, man, that area of skin really is never going to hold really good pigment. But you know what we could do? Yeah. We could make that the rocks. I can put some pigment in there, and even when it falls out, it's still going to have that rocky texture. And we can put your eagle or your lion or whatever up above that. Your eye's going to be pulled to that anyway. Nobody's going to be looking at the scar. It's just, to them, it's just going to be part of the rocks and stuff. They're going to be looking at this other thing. So there are other things we can do to help with an unsightly scar or varicose veins, things like that. Even if we can't saturate right over it, there's a lot of times things we can do that can kind of distract or make the area look make it look better.
Because a lot of times it comes up because they have either through accident, or maybe the sickness, maybe they had cancer, or maybe they had to have a major surgery, or maybe they self-harmed when they were a crazy wild teenager. and now they're trying to distract from that. So
Yeah.
even in a case where, we can't really tattoo the scar, but we can distract from it. We can make something that you find ugly and turn it into something beautiful.
Yeah.
It's pretty common with, for cancer, if they had to have breasts removed, to go back and maybe put some flowers, or maybe even tattooing a nipple back on there.
Mm-hmm.
It is possible, and I don't think a lot of people really understand it. It helps with your body image, and that's one of the goals that we have when we're doing tattoos and piercings.
Yeah, I mean, we want to tattoo you. We want to do a great job. So even if, maybe if your original idea just isn't practical and is not going to work, we'll try to do whatever we can to get as close to that, as close to what you're wanting, that that being on this earth in reality will allow us to do.
Absolutely.
So yeah, don't be too shy with stuff like that. I think, oh, it's a scar, you can't tattoo over it. It's not necessarily true. Sometimes you can blast right over them, it's not a big deal at all. Other times you can work with or around, or maybe put that scar in a place of the tattoo that's not gonna compromise the integrity of the tattoo, and it'll pull the eye away from it, and you're still accomplishing your goal. So yeah, they're not a death sentence by any means. So.
And completely understand, we're not going to be judgmental that you have that scar.
No, we do. No, we've tattooed everything from redoing areolas and nipples on breast augmentations to cutting scars to varicose veins to. I mean, that's what we do. Without you having these things that you need our help with, we wouldn't have a job. So you are, the last thing we're going to do is give you any grief for coming and wanting us, patronizing our business so we can do our job. So don't be shy.
It kind of gives us a boost when you help somebody.
It makes it even that much more fun,
Some of that pride. I've done a lot of, especially with nipples, with women, because they're very self-conscious about it. Re-pierce them after breastfeeding or after an augmentation or something has gone wrong, and it feels good to be like, okay, she's a lot more prouder about that. The same. I've done the same thing with men on, they've had massive gains of weight or loss, where they're like, I'm tired of looking at this. I want something to draw the eye away from it. And they feel better about themselves. So that is empowering to me. Yeah,
we're not going to make fun of you for or judge you at all by giving us something that makes us feel good. So,
hell no.
Right on. All right. So how about what do you think about the pigmentation deal?
Oh, darker skin.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it a little bit, and I don't have a whole lot of experience. I mean, I do, but as far as the different varieties and understand, I do understand that it has to do with a little bit of how their skin cells are made up, but lighter skins don't always, just because it's lighter skin doesn't always mean it's going to receive ink as well, but it usually does. There's different colors. I think there's black's a good color to work with. Some reds and blues tend to show up, but that's about. I don't have a whole lot of experience with tattooing tons of darker skins.
Well, the way I try to when someone comes in with darker pigmentation and they're wanting something that might be really, brightly colored or really rely on really subtle transitions or contrasts, is picture your car window and you hold a newspaper up behind the car window. You can read it fine. The more you start tinting that window, the harder it is to read. And that's because there's not as much contrast between the white paper and those black letters. So that's what's going to happen when I tattoo you. At first, it's going to be in and on your skin. As it heals, that tint that your skin is, whatever it's tinted, is going to be over the top of that tattoo. So it's going to soften and settle all the contrast, all of it. So if you've got, something that's got very small little highlights in it that need to pop to make this thing look good, ain't happening, depending on how dark you are. So a lot of times doing high contrast designs on the darker your skin is, the better. Because it's not going to fall apart, it's not going to turn into mud the sooner you get away from it. So colors, yellows, I explain it like this. It's not like you are painting on your skin. It's not like your skin is a wall. Look at your skin as a bucket of that color of paint. Okay, so you've got a bucket of this color of paint. What happens when you pour yellow in it? What happens to the yellow?
It dissipates.
Turns into kind of a muddy, green, fucked up. It ain't yellow. It's kind of a muddy, mustardy, crappy. Same thing, you pour red in there. Well, it's going to be a reddish version of that brown. Blue, well, it might turn kind of a purpley, or might, because there's those darker tones in that color kind of push that color weird. So depending on what you're doing, if you want a bright red rose on your relatively dark skin, no, it will not happen. Yep. It cannot happen. In the universe we are today, not going to happen. We can put white in you all day long, and it's still behind that tinted window. Yep. Doesn't matter how white that is. You can only, white is white, and it's still behind the tinted window. So keeping that in mind, the darker your skin is, try to pick more bold or more simple designs that don't rely heavily on tiny little details. Pick something that can, a strong design that can stand on its own, that's going to be legible without having, these really sharp highlights of things. It's just the nature of it. The whiter your skin is, the less tinted your window, the brighter and more true what is under or behind that window is going to be. So
I suppose that's about the best way of wording it there too. I don't have a whole lot of experience, like you said, but generally I just say I can go darker, but I can't always make it pop as well as you think it's going to pop, especially with some of those brighter colors.
Yeah, the oranges and yellows always get muddy.
Won't tell them no. Don't tell anybody no to any color. Just
explain to them why, and even people with a light, a lighter skin, or even you get a redhead and they're just bright white. Even a lot of times in their mind, the white is going to look like whiteout on a piece of paper, and it's not. No. It's still behind whatever tint your skin is, and unless you're see-through, like some sorts of sea creatures, you've got pigment in your skin, and it's going to alter that shade. And the more true that shade, like say white, because there's like one color of white, right? Everybody knows white. Yeah. So if it's not white, you can tell like that. You know how many colors of yellow there is? Blue, green, purple, orange, all those. If they shift a little, nobody knows, nobody cares. Nobody says, oh, that's not red, that's too No, it's red. But white is very obvious.
I suppose it does hold true for people who do tan also, though, too. And in your winter months when you have a little bit paler skin and you get your tattoo and there's a lot of yellows and pinks in it, summertime comes around and a lot of people tan, and then you don't see those colors quite nearly as bright anymore because they're a lot shadier.
They're tinting their window. Yep, they've tinted the window over the top of that.
Yep, and you can't see that pink through it anymore.
That's right.
And that's also one, as I understand it, that's also one of the reasons why colors will seem very bright right after they're done, and then will dull a little bit after they're healed.
They kind of go through
regardless of your pigment.
Because like I said,
your skin, no matter what, is a tinted layer, no matter what, so it's going to dull that up a little bit too.
Absolutely, yeah. Because right when you apply the tattoo, like I said, the pigment is on and in the skin. When it's healing, it's going to slough off all that stuff that's in those outer layers. That's why your scab is the same color as your tattoo, because it had that pigment had to travel through all the layers that it doesn't keep the skin to get, doesn't keep the pigment to the one that it does. So all that stuff where it doesn't keep, obviously, it shits it out, and then it only keeps that layer down there. So your skin grows over the top, it'll tint that down a little. Some colors, like sometimes reds and stuff, they'll seem to dull at first, and then as your skin regenerates, rebuilds, they'll get a little more rich and vibrant, because that skin healing over the top just isn't quite as translucent. I don't know if it's kind of considered almost like a scarish type layer that slowly will clear up or something. But there are some times where people are like, man, this it's not real bright. And I'm like, you know what? Give it a month or two. Wait, let it settle in, and then if you still think it's not bright enough or it's not settled in right, then we'll hit it again. And a lot of times they're like, yeah, man, it looks fun. It looks great. So there's a little bit of that. It's a guessing game. No two people come in with the exact same color skin, want the exact same thing in the same place. It is a bit of a guessing game, and that's why I think a lot of times longevity in the field, is very helpful, because.
And I've even found that if I used to call polishing them up.
Yeah.
If you put a little bit of hand lotion in on a tattoo you've had for a number of years, and especially with my skin, I'm prone to dryness. It'll pop everything.
Oh man, if you really want to freak yourself out and make it feel like you just got your tattoo again, and like you've got like arms especially, shave your arms. Shave all the seriously. It'll make your tattoos look beautiful. Shave your arms and then moisturize your skin, and your tattoos will look 5 years, 10 years younger. Yeah. Man, it just makes them pop. Really crazy. I'll have people come in to get their tattoo touched up, like old stuff that they've had, and I just want to get this reworked or whatever. and they come in, I'll shave them up, I'll clean off the skin, like, man, that thing looks better than I thought it did, So yeah, don't discount that. You might feel like weird.
It's kind of sitting underneath that layer of dried skin cells.
Every piece of hair that goes across your tattoo catches light, reflects it into your eye, and blocks what's behind it just a little bit. You do that 100,000 times, it really starts chopping up
blurs up your image.
Yeah, blurs it. Man, you get that. Oh, it's crazy. So, and if you look at it this way, how much money and time did you invest in those tattoos? Why would you not want to take care of them?
Yeah.
If you bought a car, you bought a nice shirt, a jacket, shoes, you're going to make sure that they look good, before you leave the house, you're going to make sure they're not scuffed up. You're going to make sure your fucking shit's clean. It's no different really your tattoo. That's an outfit you're wearing every single day of your life. What's wrong with making it look good? I've mentioned that to some people, they'll see my arms being shaved, and like, could you shave your arms? I go, fuck yeah. Fucking good my tattoos look, man. They're like, oh, it does make them look good. Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something like just doing that can really help. But
and like when I had my rosary done, that was one of the things me and Sherry talked about extensively. Was you don't want it really detailed there because it's gonna be constantly covered up by hair.
Yeah, there's no
unless you want to shave your chest for the rest of your life.
Constantly. Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
Can be kind of a waste of work, in that regard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very true. So, and sunblocking their tattoos is the same way. Some people are super anal. They wanted their tattoo to look as good as it possibly can every minute of every day. And other people, yeah, it's a tattoo. It's with me. Yeah, I dinged it a little bit, man. I was working on my car and fucking, hot thing, burnt, And some people do it like that. I'm more that way. I like my tattoos aging with me, taking my dings, taking my lumps, going through my life with me. Just kind of the same way I like my jeans. I don't want to look like I just got them off the rack. I like them a little worn in. I kind of like that. So I kind of like that. I don't mind that with my tattoos.
It kind of, with scars, it's like every scar I have on my body has some kind of story behind it.
Yeah.
And probably this ugly thing. Like that scar right there, that's from stage.
Right.
Paul Gray broke his guitar, and a shrapnel from that guitar came up and slit my leg open right across there.
Right.
I'll never get that filled.
Yeah.
Because that moment's captured right
Exactly.
there.
And that's the way I look at them. And some people are not like that at all. They are those people that, they don't take the sticker off the bill of their hat. They don't take the sticker off the window of their car. They don't sit on that fucking couch. It's
Right.
like, well, why do you have a couch?
The classic runners in their house.
Yeah, they just can't enjoy anything. They can't, or they just have a different view of it than I do. So, and those are the people that will come in once every couple years, or I think this is fading.
Yeah.
I think that faded. Well, you're a little tanner.
You gotta make sure your tattoo has resale value.
Right? Yeah, I don't know.
They diminish over time.
Right. So it's really, it's all about what the client is expecting, or all that.
Well, I was thinking about it from an investment standpoint. They never diminish because the price of getting tattooed just keeps going up. Mm-hmm. So in essence, the value of it has gone up.
In a way,
the resale is a little
difficult. No good, but the value, I'd say it kind of increases. Yeah, right. And maybe there'll be. Hopefully not in my lifetime, because I don't want to live that long. But you'd probably be able to switch out arms and legs and shit.
Yeah. There'll be a higher premium for that?
I don't know, but then that way, like, I could sell this arm.
Yeah.
Already decorated, like pawn it, something, and I could go buy a new arm maybe, and then and do that one, or I could collect them and wear different arms for different days. I don't know.
Have you going to church? My going to church meeting.
Yeah.
Arm in my
on a
Saturday night
going for the job interview, put on your clean arms, or I don't know. Well, they basically have that with those fucking sleeves now, those slide-ons.
Moral implications behind desiring to be an amputee then, with prosthetics.
Right? Well, yeah, pretty much.
That went somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once that happens, people are going to be dropping off their body parts for us to tattoo them, and then we're going to fucking lose them.
Yeah.
Right. You'll be like, hey, here's your arm. They'll be like, that's not my arm.
Second number?
You sure? That's a 375-pound man's arm. I'm a 116-pound woman. That's not my arm.
You don't get your arm back unless you have the claim ticket.
Right, yeah. Sorry, you didn't leave a deposit. You might find it on eBay. Try to buy it back there.
Fresh arms. Fresh tattooed arms.
Mm-hmm.
Lot sale.
I got 2 lefts, but I got a good deal. Yeah, but anyway.
That's kind of gives you an overview of tattooing scars and dark pigments.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give us a thumbs the thumbs up thing. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Also, this is brought to you in part by
Death Before Decaf Coffee. Check them out. They got super good flavors. She's always got fun, crazy stuff. She's got really fun merch. She always blasts stuff on Instagram, so follow her on Instagram. She pops up in these little pop-up shops all the time around Des Moines. She even pops up here. And when she does one, she always puts that out on her Instagram and stuff like that. So it's really worth trying out. And it's great for a gift, too. If you know somebody who likes coffee or whatever, even not a great coffee drinker, the names of her flavors and stuff are really fun and everything else. Yeah, a lot of puns and really, and it's a lot of flavored coffees. So if you like flavored coffees, fun stuff like that, definitely check her out. She's a local gal here from Iowa, so you're shopping local if you support Death Before Decaf.
And please subscribe, because otherwise you'll miss these, or you might miss them. And hit that notification button.
Let's rewind it.
That always makes me think of Twin Peaks. But if you do subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to make sure you don't miss absolutely any of these.
If you want to see DaVo fucking up all the time,
there you go.
Get the subscription.
Usually I just edit those parts
out. See, that's
so they're edit cuts. So like I start the sentence here.
If he flips over real quick, you know that's a fuck up.
Because I talk with my hands a lot. Yeah, it's fun stuff. Fun stuff. But until next week, we do post these every other Sunday. We do the video version, and then the next Sunday we do the audio version as our podcast, which can be found on pretty much anywhere where podcasts
are. Search.
And so if you have some free time but you can't watch, like you're driving or mowing the lawn or farming,
give us a listen.
Give us a listen. Yes, there you go.
All right.
Till next time. Good luck with your tattoos and piercings, and we hope to see you if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area for your tattooing and body piercing needs in the future.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. This was brought to you in part by Death Before Decaf, Skin Kitchen Tattoo, and the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, all three located in Des Moines, Iowa. If you have questions or would like to have us answer a question, please comment on this podcast or the YouTube episode. Till next time, have a good day. Hope all your tattoos and piercings heal easily and well. And if you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, we all hope to see you for your tattooing and body piercing needs in the future.